Hello class 7, welcome to your physics online class. Children, I hope you all must be good at your places and taking care of yourself. And the most important thing, you have to take care of your studies. Children, the book prescribed for class 7th is Lakhmeer Singh Science Physics for ICSC, and it is from S. Chand. So children, I hope everybody is having this book. And for the written work, you have to do all the written work in a practical file. Children, today I'll start chapter number 1. We'll start with chapter number 1, Physical Quantities and Measurement. Now, what do you mean by physical quantities? The quantities which can be measured like length, mass, time, temperature, area, volume, density, these are called as physical quantities. And children, you know the importance of measurement. In daily life, you measure many things. Like you measure the amount of milk when you go to buy milk from a milkman. And you also must have seen different types of measuring cylinders for them. In daily life, you also measure the length of the objects. You measure temperature. And there are different units and instruments for measuring these physical quantities. The first topic in this chapter is volume. The amount of space occupied by a substance is known as volume. If a substance occupies more space, then its volume is more. If it occupies less space, then its volume is less. If you compare a football and a rubber ball, so the football is occupying more space. So it will have more volume as compared to this rubber ball. Although this rubber ball may be heavier than this football. The SI unit of volume is cubic meter. And for measuring less volume, the units cubic decimeter or cubic centimeter can be used. The volume of liquid is measured in the unit of liters and milliliters. Now I will show the relationship between these different units of volume. 1 cubic meter equals to 1 meter into 1 meter into 1 meter. Because cubic meter means we are multiplying meter 3 times. And you know children, 1 meter equals to 100 centimeter. So 1 meter into 1 meter into 1 meter, this becomes equals to 100 centimeter into 100 centimeter into 100 centimeter. So 1 million cubic centimeter. So 1 cubic meter equals to 1 million cubic centimeter. This is the relationship. Also we know 1 milliliter equals to 1 cubic centimeter. Now how to convert liter into cubic meter? 1 liter equals to 1000 milliliter. And since 1 milliliter equals to 1 cubic centimeter, that means 1000 milliliter equals to 1000 cubic centimeter. Now you know to convert centimeter into meter, you divide by 100. We have to convert cubic centimeter to cubic meter. So you divide by 3 times 100. 100 into 100 into 100. So 3 zeros cancel with these 3 zeros, and what remains? 1 upon 1000. So 1 upon 1000 means 0.001. So 1 liter equals to 0.001 cubic meter. Or we can say 1 cubic meter equals to 1000 liters. Now measurement of volume of liquids. Liquids do not have a fixed shape. They take the shape of the container in which they are poured. Now the maximum volume of liquid that a container can contain, that is called its capacity. So children, there is a difference, a little bit difference between the volume and the capacity. Volume is the amount of space occupied by the liquid and the capacity is the amount of the container in which the liquid can be filled. Like this bottle. The amount of water it can contain, that is called the capacity of this container. But the unit is the same. Capacity has the same unit as volume, that is liter. Now you can see these are some measuring instruments. This shows a measuring cylinder. This is graduated in milliliter from bottom to top, like 10 milliliter, 20 milliliter, 30 milliliter, 40. So this can be used to measure the required amount of the liquid. Like if you fill the liquid up to this mark, that means you will get 50 ml of the liquid. These are the measuring cans. You must have seen this in petrol pumps. These are the measuring vessels used to measure the amount of milk used by the milkman. And these are the burette and pipette which are used in laboratories. Here the burette is a tube which is similar to the measuring jar with a pitch cork provided at the bottom, and it is used to take a desired amount of the liquid. This is the pitch cork. So when you open it, the liquid from here comes to fill this. Drop by drop it is coming in. Now when liquids such as water, kerosene, petrol, etc. are filled into these devices, the surface of the liquid becomes curved. It can either be concave or convex depending on the liquid and the surface. See children. Suppose you fill some liquid in this container. So how will you see the surface of this liquid? Sometimes it is concave and sometimes it is convex like this. So it depends on the surface on which the liquid is poured. And this surface, that is called the meniscus. This boundary surface is called the meniscus. The correct reading must be taken by placing the eye at a proper level. Eye must be kept always in the horizontal direction. Neither we can see from the above position nor from the lower position. The eyes must be straight, in the straight line with the meniscus, with the level of the liquid whose volume we have to measure. Devices like measuring cylinder should be kept on a flat horizontal surface for proper and accurate measurement. So children, measurement also have some rules which you have to follow. Then only you will get the measurement accurately. Do not lift the measuring cylinder to measure the volume of the liquid contained on it. You have to keep it still on a flat horizontal surface to get the proper reading. This is a measurement of volume of solids. Solids are broadly classified into two categories: regular shaped solids and irregular shaped solids. Regular shaped solids, for example, this cuboid, whose faces have a regular shape. Like the face of a cube is a square, while the face of a cuboid is a rectangular. Therefore, they have a regular shape. They come in regularly shaped solids. And the others are the irregular, like a cotton ball, stones. So these are irregularly shaped solids. The volume of regular shaped solids can be measured by using these formulae. Now if the shape is a cube, the parameter which will decide the volume, by which we can calculate the volume, is the side of the cube, A. So the volume of a cube is given by side into side into side. Similarly, if it is a cuboid, the parameters are length, breadth and height. If you measure the length, breadth and height, you can get the volume by multiplying them length, breadth and height. That means L into B into H. If it is a sphere, then the parameter is a radius. So the volume is given by 4 upon 3 pi r cube. If it is a cylinder of height h and radius r, suppose this is a cylinder. This is the height of the cylinder and this is the radius. This is the radius and this is the height. So the volume is given by pi r square h. And if it is a cone of height h and radius r, suppose this is the cone, this is the height h and this is the radius from the center. So the volume of the cone is given by 1 upon 3 pi r square h. Now how can you measure the volume of irregular shapes? So for measuring the volume of irregular shapes, you have to first take a measuring jar. Children, you can move on to your page number 14 and there is one activity given. So I will read this activity for you. Suppose you take a measuring cylinder and water. First you partially fill the cylinder with water and note the initial level of water. Let this be V1 milliliter. Okay children, there is a measuring cylinder. Suppose this is a measuring cylinder and you fill it with partly with water, not full of water. Suppose this is the level of water here. It is V1 milliliter. Now you take the object whose volume is to be measured. Suppose it is a stone, irregular shaped object. You tie it to a thread and then you immerse this stone into this measuring cylinder. Obviously, the stone will take some space in this cylinder and the level of the water will increase. Now suppose the new level of water is V2 ml. So the difference in the two volumes, that is V2 minus V1 milliliter, that will give you the volume of this stone. So this is how you can measure the volume of irregularly shaped objects. The next topic is area. Now what do you mean by area? Measure of the surface covered by the object is known as the area. That means like this book. The measure of the surface which this book is covering, that is called its area. The SI unit of area is square meter. And the other bigger units are acre, hectare, kilometers, etc. Now the relationship are as follows. 1 acre equals to 100 square meter. 1 hectare equals to 10,000 square meter. And 1 kilometer square equals to 10 lakh square meter or 100 hectares. The smaller areas like that of eraser, book, etc., they use the units of square centimeter and square millimeter. These bigger units like acre, hectare, kilometer square, these are used to measure larger areas like that of fields, large districts, distance between the cities. These are measured in these units. And the area of smaller objects are measured in the units of square centimeter, square millimeter. Now how will you get the relationship between the smaller units? 1 square meter equals to 1 upon 100 into 100 square meter. So this becomes 0.0001 square meter. Similarly, 1 square millimeter equals to 1 millimeter into 1 millimeter. And 1 millimeter, how many meters? 1 upon 1000 into 1 upon 1000 square meter. So total how many zeros? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 0.00000 means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros and 1 square meter.